Alright, y'all. I gotta apologize. I was wrong about the day before being a fake game. I feel like FNTASTIC proved us wrong with their most recent devlog. Sorry. As I was saying, FNTASTIC have done a fantastic job, pun intended, showing us the dev cycle from 2019 to now, and the work they've done has been amazing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't fool y'all. You're too smart for that. 4 days ago, FNTASTIC put out a devlog called Life of FNTASTIC, and surprisingly, it's not the cringe fest we got the first time. Like I mentioned in the bit, it showed the progress they made on the game from 2019 to 2023, and I'll be the first one to say, I didn't think they were gonna do this. The fact that FNTASTIC showed us shit we've never seen before just to prove a point must mean they're on the road to becoming a trusted studio, right? No. Let me tell you why this was the biggest waste of time we could have gotten. Hopefully I say this name right, but we start off with Dana Sultan-Gazanova giving a brief description on the day before. I mean, TDB. Y'all were trying to avoid another takedown bullet, weren't you? They move on to showing the beginning stages of development all the way back in 2019, and honestly, some people are gonna say this looks like Fortnite, but if I'm gonna be brutally honest about this, I don't hate what I'm seeing. I'm gonna put this on record so it can be said. Not every post-apocalyptic game needs to be realistic. It's okay to have a stylized post-apocalyptic game. Games like Dead Poly work out incredibly well for some people. It can keep up the intensity, but it removes the seriousness from what we're playing. If something doesn't make sense visually, people can say, it's cartoony, and move on with their day. Opposed to something that looks hyper realistic, and if something doesn't make sense, it'll just pull you out of the immersion. Now we see some very basic things here, walking, shooting, and even destruction physics? Holy shit, is this the day before BattleBit Remastered? In this build, the character had base stats, had the ability to drive cars, interact with other players, etc. And on principle alone, I would have bought this if it came out. But I would be lying if I said it would continue being something popular after the first year or two. This is where I personally think they completely butchered the title. Dana mentions that in 2020 they decided, you know that thing that's been working well for our dev team? F it, let's do more. And around that time, the publisher MYTONA came in, and that's when they were able to take the game from looking like something unique and fun to looking like a community-made Last of Us game. I'm gonna keep it $1.50. I don't know any game that MYTONA has made, so I went to their website and what in the holy name of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph is this shit? Hold up. You're telling me that a company that makes games like this turn around and help y'all create this? Yeah, okay. Alright. She says they expanded from working in smaller environments to exploring bigger cities, and y'all should have just added, at the cost of making the game look fun to play. Sure, there are people that think good graphics equals good games. I mean, look how well that worked out for MW2 after all. But at the cost of improving graphics, it looks like you've stripped out the destruction mechanic. And I'm not gonna say it's removed because I don't know that, but not once have we seen anyone driving a car into a building, destroying a building, etc. since the new graphics. One thing I want to touch on before we continue is that she said the team has been growing in numbers. Yeah, from volunteers. Imagine working on this game, them releasing it, them making big time bucks from it, and you get nothing because you volunteered. That's unfortunate as all hell. Now this is where the timeline gets a little strange for me personally, because they started the day before in 2019, right? Got backing from MYTONA in 2020, made the game look realistic, and then started working on PROPNIGHT. Why? If you wanted to get technical with it, you could say that whatever we're seeing in PROPNIGHT is just leftover from the day before in the 2019 build, but why would they go out of their way to make PROPNIGHT if they're too busy working on this game? I have no idea. And most importantly, how the hell did they release PROPNIGHT before they released the day before? Maybe I'm digging too deep into it, but I don't know. To top it all off, the first announcement trailer showed that the models were in a stylized cartoonish look. So even when they were improving the graphics, they still wanted to keep that stylized look, and that would have been fine for me. Why try to go hyper realistic? She goes on to mention that this game went from being the studio's dream to being an international dream, and honestly, y'all could have made this a possibility if you would have just stuck with the original idea. And that's a word I don't think FNTASTIC is truly familiar with. original. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I talked about how the trailers and promotional work appear to be copied from other games like Black Ops Cold War and The Last of Us. I say appear because it seems like Fantastic thinks we're all in a giant smear campaign against them, so I'll let you decide what you think, and I'll link the video at the top right of the screen. Back to the video, the next minute or two just goes on about how they changed character models, used motion cap, updated models, talk about the detachment system on the zombies, retextured environments, etc. Just really eye candy stuff. Another thing I want to mention is that she says, and I quote, "Our team, as always, is not afraid of difficulties and constantly moves forward." Now, this was in regards to everything I mentioned previously on top of them switching to Unreal Engine 5, but really? Y'all aren't afraid of facing difficulties? Right, like how y'all went from portraying this 90s action hero persona comeback to now resorting to calling every bit of criticism about the day before or your office and business practices as hate and lies. That's not being afraid and constantly pushing forward. We finish off the video with her saying that the game has been in development for 4 years, that once the game releases, it'll show you that if you work towards a dream, it'll come true despite certain obstacles and doubts. And I will say, this advice resonates and holds true, but not with Fantastic. I am so damn tired of this studio feeling like all the heat they're getting is from people with an agenda. And while I'll say that it may be true for some people, a huge majority of us have valid reasons to criticize you. You've worked on this game for 4 years, have gone radio silent for more than half of the game's dev time, have constantly delayed the game, didn't even file the damn trademark before starting any of this, and no, I'm never letting that go. And at the end of it all, you're left with the former most wishlisted game on Steam that's now being allocated by a game that deserves it. Sons of the Forest. Fantastic, quit acting like you're the victim in this whole situation. You're the ones who started this shit. You're the ones who got yourself into this hole. Now you have to dig yourself out of it. Let me know down below what y'all think. Has Fantastic proved the day before is real? Do you still think it's a load of horse piss? Let me know. And while you're down there, go ahead and tap that like button and generate that sub button also YouTube can show you more of my amazing content. Thank you all for the support to the videos on this channel. You all are absolutely amazing. This is Sir Blackout signing off to wish that we can get the 2019 build of the day before back, because it just looks fun, not gonna lie. Later!